In this lab session, we are going to look at the Linux file system to show you the different directories and the contents of some of the important directories. Later on, we will see Linux commands to create and delete directories and copying files from one directory to another. Let's look at the general Linux file system. For convenience, the Linux file system is usually thought of in a tree structure. On a standard Linux system, you will find the layout shown in this diagram. The tree will always start from the root, and under the root you will find all other directories, and those they are bin, boot, dev, etc, home, lib, and so on. We will explore some of them. For example, the first one, which is the bin directory, it should contain the common programs shared by the system administrator, and the users. Let's go to the home directory, where it should contain the home directories of the common users. Supposing that those are users available, everyone will have different directory for its own home files and directories. Let's see another one. For example, the mnt directory. mnt will contain the standard mount points of external file systems. Those are CD-ROM, floppy disks, and any device you plug into your system. Once you use a CD or a flash memory, it should appear in this directory as a different directory added. Let's see to the most important directory, which is the root directory. This should contain the administrative user's home directory, and we have to mind the difference between that root and the directory root. Now, let's see various commands related to directories. To try those commands, we have again to go to the console or the terminal and try those commands. So first of all, we should know which directory we are working on. To know the path of the directory we are working on, we will type the following command: pwd, which means print working directory. Press enter, and here it is. We are working under user directory. The user directory is under the home, which is always under the root. The user now can create its own tree structure inside its home directory. To create a directory, we use the mkdir directory. mkdir should be followed by the directory name we want to add or create. Suppose I want to create directory D. Press enter. The directory D should be created. To be sure of that, we can list the contents of the current working directory to see the effect of the mkdir command. ls. As you can see, D is created there. To create a directory under one of the ready directories there, we have to provide the path name. So if I want to create a directory, another directory, inside the D we have created already, we have to provide the path name. So I'll say mkdir again to create another directory. Inside D, it should be separated by a slash, and then D1, for example. Press enter. Now we have created a directory named D1 inside our directory D. To see the effect of this one, we have to say ls then D, which means we are going to list the contents of the D directory instead of the current working directory. That means we have created D1 inside D. There is a command called tree to show the tree structure of the directories starting from home. And here it is. We have created D. Inside D there is D1. And all of these previously directories are there. We can find also the counters of directories and files that are there. Now let's create more directories in the same level. To see where are we in the tree, we have to type the pwd again. So we are still in the user directory inside the home. Let's create more directories. mkdir a space b space c, which means we're going to create 3 directories all at the same level. Those would be under user. I'll press enter to check the difference. I will type 3 again. This is what we have done right now. As you can see, it's ordered in alphabetical order. That's why the file is coming before the directory. Now I want to create some directories in a nested level inside a directory. To create directories in nested level starting from a directory, we have to provide an option there. mkdir, the option -p should be there, which means that those directories created should be in nested level. So I'll start from A. Inside A, I will say A1, then A2, then A3, for example, which means A will contain A1 inside A1 will contain A2, inside A2 we'll have A3 directory. I'll press enter. To see the effect again, I will type 3. We can see the tree is there created. We are working now under the user directory. To go to any of these directories, we have to change the working directory. To change the working directory, we use the cd command, which means change directory. So let's go inside A directory. So I will change the directory to be A. The first difference we can see is here, which means we are under A directory. To be sure, we type pwd again, which means print working directory. And here we are, inside A. We can list the contents of A. Here it is. We are inside A. What do you have inside A? Is A1, another directory. Let's clear the screen type clear, and then I will switch from A directory to go inside up to A3. I will type cd, change directory, A1, then A2, then A3, which means I'm moving up to A3. It shows the difference here. Then let's print working directory again. Here we are inside the tree under A3. Just typing cd command without anything, it will bring you back to the home directory. To be sure, we will print working directory again. So switching from that directory to the home will require only a cd command. To go back to where we are, we will type cd and a dash or minus. Tapping cd space minus will bring you to the previous state. We were in A3, we are switched to home, then going back to the previous state with cd minus. If I want to go back one level at a time, I will type cd space double dot. I've typed cd space double dot and moved from A3 to the previous directory, which is A2, one level up. When I say home directory, it means I'm in the home directory of the user. Can we go back more? Yes. cd double dot. It will take me to home. Shall I print the working directory? Here it is. And print the tree that we have. Here it is. In the last session, we have created the file calendar.txt. Let's create another file called users.txt, which contains the information of the users logged on. To see first the information of the users logged on, we have to type the who command. Instead of printing the result of the who command to the screen, I will redirect the result to another file called users. Redirecting will require the redirect operator followed by the file name I want to create. Pressing enter will create that file. Let's view the structure again of the tree. This is users.txt have been created. Can we see the contents of users? I will say cat users.txt. So now the list of the users are saved in the users.txt file. Now, I will copy that file, users.txt, to be inside the directory A. First of all, I will clear the screen. Then, I will copy the file users.txt to be inside the directory A. To copy a file, we use cp command, which means copy. It should be followed by the source, then to the target. Our source file will be users.txt, followed by the target. The target should be a directory, a specific directory. so I'll move it to A, or I copy it to A. Can we list the contents of A? ls A, A1 and users.txt. Let's see the full structure. On the same level of A1 we have users.txt. Now I will take a copy of users.txt and calendar.txt to be inside directory B. So I can copy a list of files. The list should be separated by spaces only to file out to directory B. So those are the source files separated by spaces, then the target, which is directory B. Now let's view the tree. I have a copy of calendar and users.txt inside the B directory again here. What about copying a full directory inside another one? So I'll copy the directory A with all its contents inside directory C. To do that, again the command cp for copying. To deal with directories, so I'm copying A to C, which means I'll copy the full directory A to be in directory C. To do that, it should be copied recursively, which means the directories and the files together. To do so, we have to provide the option -R, which means recursively copy directory A into directory C. Press enter. Now let's display the tree again to see the effect of that command. Start from here. This is A. This is the directory A with all its contents, directory B. Now inside C we have a full copy of directory A. The command cp can be used also to copy files and give another name for that file at the same time. So let's copy the file calendar.txt to the same place but with another name. So I'll say calendar.txt I'll give another name, for example cal.txt. What will happen here is that a copy of calendar.txt will be created in the same place, in the same directory, but with another name. So let's see the contents again. You will have cal.txt and calendar.txt together. Both should contain the same contents. Let's check. We will check using the cat command, cat cal.txt then cat calendar.txt. They contain the same thing, which means we have copied the same file and give it another name. Now what I want to do is to move these files calendar and cal to be inside the directory D. To move those files, we will use the mv command. The move command means that we are cutting these files from here and pasting them inside another place. So what I'm going to do is to move these files, put them in directory D. To do so, we use the mv command, mv space, give the list of files you want to copy or to move. separated by spaces. Then the target, I want to move them to directory D/D1. Let's see the effect. I have to display the tree again. So calendar and calc files are not anymore in the user directory. It's inside D1. The first usage of the move command is to move files and directories from one place to another. That was one example. The other example is by moving one directory, a full directory, to another directory. So let's move directory D to be inside C. I will say mv D, the source, to the target C. To see the effect, I will review the tree again. So D is no more inside home user, it's inside C, which means we are having A, B and C all containing different things. Now, after creating all of these, let's remove what we have done. To delete files, we use the rm. To delete files, we type rm, then give the file name fullusers.txt. To be sure that we have removed it, we will list the contents. No more files are there. Now we need to remove those directories. I will see the structure of the tree again to remove one by one. Let's remove the directory B. To remove a directory, we should not use rm, but rmdir instead, followed by the directory name B. It displays an error there, which means that we cannot remove directory B until it's empty. Because of that, B is having some more files are inside. We cannot delete it, or we cannot remove it, which means we have to remove the files first inside B and then remove the directory B. So to remove the files, we use rm. To be inside B directory, I will remove both files at the same time, providing their path space B and cal.txt. The error shows that cal.txt, that there is no file called cal.txt inside the B directory. Let's be sure. Yes, we have calendar and users, so this is a mistake. I should remove users.txt instead. Inside B now we have users.txt. I will remove it using rm B users.txt. Now list the contents of B directory. No more files inside B directory. We can remove it using rmdir. Then B. Now we don't have directory B anymore. To be sure, list the contents of the home directory. That's all for today. To exit from the terminal, we type exit, or we can try Ctrl D from the keyboard. Press enter